Okay, it's Shark Week, but instead of fighting a shark, I'm talking about them, unfortunately. I actually don't know how I would feel about fighting a shark, but maybe we'll get to find out. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and I just shot a shark. The sharks in games are extreme. They are improved, adapted, and sometimes controlled. But which ones will make you shake in your rubber dinghy? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 scary sharks in video games. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet so we can roll the intro. And at 10, Thanatos. Thanatos comes from the the Endless Ocean universe. He is an enormous great white shark, and he looks really battle-worn, as if he'd been through hell and back. He is jet black, but retaining the signature white belly. There are a couple of splotches of white on his fins and such, but the majority of him is black, making him difficult to see in the ocean. Thanatos is known throughout the game and feared by all. Endless Ocean Blue World's population quakes in fear of this Power Stone-wielding 37-foot-long shark. If you ran into this thing while taking a dip in the local watering hole, you would literally piss yourself and then cause the smell of chlorine that everyone loves. Yeah, I'm probably ruining pools for you now, aren't I? Well, don't worry, urine is sterile, most of the time. The only reason Thanatos isn't higher on this list is because he doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet. If he did, he'd be number one. Is it the Infinity Gauntlet or is it like Infinity Fin? Because like, it's a fin. Also, if you hear rain, I'm sorry. And at 9, Tiny. Tiny was the Penguin's pet, who he kept captive in his torture chamber during the events of Batman Arkham City. According to the Penguin, whatever he dropped in the tank just vanishes, and poof, the problem is gone. Meaning that this shark would literally eat anything dropped in that tank, either because he's a freaking monster or because he's just a little peckish. He's blind in his left eye, but this great white shark can smell blood in the water even if it's still in your body. While he may not look the best, the game did come out in 2011, he can still scare the bejesus out of you, especially if you approach an aquarium with the plaque titled Tiny, since you'll get jump scared in a superhero game, which out of all the superhero games I've played happens in the Arkham series as well as Superman 64, but that's just the whole game, not any specific part. Arkham City, more like Aquarium City, am I right? And at 8, The Forest. The Forest is a sandbox horror survival game filled with cannibalistic mutant monsters, cowmen, Armsies, and Virginias. But that's not even the worst of it. The worm dragon isn't even the worst. The worst thing has to be the sharks. The sharks in the forest can be found in the ocean surrounding the main island. And the worst part is, if you're going for all achievements, you're gonna have to get a shark's head and hang it up on your wall. The only way to do this is by getting one of the 3 shark heads that are on the beach. But if you wait too long and they despawn, and if you're foolish like I was, you may think all you need to do is kill a shark to get its head. These things are no easy feat, moving around in the water perfectly, whereas you can't even fire a pistol. Plus, if you do manage to kill them, you can't get their head. You need to be able to chop it off, but you can't do that in the water, and there isn't any way to get them onto land. It's just sad. But also terrifying because you just fought a shark head on for no reason. It's like Mike Tyson. Oh, and that moment Ree Kid got grabbed by one. If you know, you know. I'm not including a clip. And at 7, Whale Shark. Christopher Nolan is a whale shark. Wow! Whale sharks are horrifying leviathans that typically patrol large bodies of water on both Azeroth, the main world of World of Warcraft, and alternate Draenor. Very few travelers have encountered these legendary monstrosities and lived to tell the tale, but at least one person has, otherwise how would we know about them? Not all whale sharks are massive. There appears to be several species, some of which are smaller than the giant ones encountered in Vashir. An example of this would be the great seal whale shark, which is small enough to be able to swim through the canals of Suramar City. So there are various versions of this creature, unlike the ones from Arkham City and Endless Ocean, but they also vary in size, making some faster than others, and making some more powerful than quick, which is honestly more terrifying than one super overpowered shark. At least when I'm fighting that, I don't have to worry about another one coming up behind me at the speed of light. But when fighting this boss level mob, you need to watch your back too. Hey, at least I can't access my WoW account after impersonating Owen Wilson too many times. Wow. And at 6, Georg. Georg is the boss of the Great Bay Temple in Majora's Mask. It's Georg who imprisoned the 3rd of the 4 giants and is responsible for the waters of the Great Bay coast becoming polluted and dangerous. This also caused an abnormal climate shift in the Great Bay area. In Majora's Mask 3D, its head and pectoral fins have bony armor and its fingers are elongated. This thing is terrifying. It has terribly sharp and long teeth and it looks like it has been through around 5 wars. It probably has. This dude caused so much to hit the fan, and he is wanted so bad your rewards for getting him are a heart container and Georg's remains. You literally get his remains as a reward because people want this guy dead so badly. And keeping a giant hostage? That's just nuts, okay? This guy doesn't even look like a shark, and yet he's still one of the worst things ever. Alright, going to number 5, Megalodon. The Megalodon is one of the creatures from Ark Survival Evolved, and it's a gigantic prehistoric shark that actually existed in our world, way before we did. According to survivor Helena Walker, if the shark were free to roam wherever it wanted, it would be one of the most dangerous creatures on the island. One of? Honey, if a Megalodon shark was able to walk on land and you were trapped with it on an island, I don't think you'd be surviving. Even if you made a tree house, you would still be screwed. That would be the worst thing imaginable. That would turn this sandbox survival game into a horror survival, even if the Megalodon was the only thing on the island. At least it's trapped in the water, but that doesn't make it safe. If anything, this highly dangerous predator of the ocean is even more deadly while in the water. But you'll just have to see for yourself. See what I did there? If not, both of those just went over your head. Because I did it twice. If you didn't know. And for the Wereshark. Now, while the Wereshark hasn't officially appeared in any Elder Scrolls game, they do actually exist within the lore. Weresharks are believed to roam the oceans around Tamriel, and while their existence hasn't been confirmed, they can be added with mods, and honestly just headcanon. The Wereshark is terrifying, and while typically were creatures would normally be linked to a race like werelions at Khajiit and were-crocodiles and Argonians, because those creatures reside in those countries, it's interesting to think about how someone would become a Wereshark and if it's possible for any race, or if it's a specific race, like potentially snow elves, or perhaps some form of underwater population that we had never even heard of before. I've encountered one with the Beasts of Tamriel mod, and it was really scary, okay? Jesus. While they may not truly exist, they can if you wanted to. You are basically God in this scenario. Reality can be whatever I want it to be. And in 3, Cyber Shark. Sharks. If there were 2 things in the world that they don't need, it's cyber implants and opposable thumbs. These sharks have implants, and there's probably a scientist somewhere trying to teach his pet shark, Tank, how to hold a switchblade. It's a matter of time before they're swimming on land and ringing doorbells delivering candy grams to unsuspecting housewives. The Cyber Shark is an animal from Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. It appears underwater, obviously, along the shore and in a pen during the main mission. The Cyber Shark has a metallic skin coating and neon yellow eyes and teeth. I relate to that last one. It's the Blood Dragon equivalent of the bull shark in Far Cry 3. This rare creature can be found in the Predator's Path quest Mind the Teeth, where you must kill it using explosives because, you know, it has metal armor. If you thought that any of these sharks were bad, imagine the fact that these characters have literal armor. You thought plot armor was overpowered? What about sharks with the freaking lasers on their heads? Do you know how freaking terrifying that is? Can you tell that I'm trying to censor myself? Because holy sweet baby Jesus. No. And ultimately, in at number 2, Neptune. FiO3 was a subspecies of great white shark developed by Umbrella as a bioweaponry. They were named after the Roman god of the sea, referencing great white sharks whose reputation is as the king of the sea. The Neptune project began early on in the research into animal bioweapons. For their test subjects, they transported several adult great white sharks and infected them with the A strain. The actual infected sharks didn't have any significant change, resulting in the scientists getting discouraged. But when they discovered that the female was pregnant, they studied her carefully. After birth, 10 of the 12 pups died, but the 2 that remained were subjected to more studies while they played with the idea of self-fertilization, which is really weird with anything but marine life. Even with marine life, it's a little weird. It's just very strange, okay? Dr. Weird. Finally, in at number 1, Jaws. Have you ever wanted to tear a beachgoer's limb from limb? Same, because wear a mask. But also yes, because I'm just crazy. Well, now you don't have to worry about the cops finding out because you can do it in Jaws Unleashed. This is the scariest shark on the list because it's you. And especially currently, people are terrible. Okay, that's not why. I just mean because this shark has actual human intelligence. It's like you. It can think like you. It has a human brain. And while sharks are smart, they have set behaviors. We kind of know what they're gonna do. People are sporadic, especially those who want to tear beachgoers limb from limb. The amount of intelligence this shark has is now insurmountable because it's not just AI or it's not just some animal, it's a human in a shark body with no consequences for your action. You don't get arrested, okay? You don't have to pay a fine, none. Oh, that's just terrifying, okay? I already hate people, but people combined with sharks? No thank you, sir. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary sharks in video games. Which ones did you know of on this list? And which shark from this list should Mike Tyson fight next? I kinda wanna fight a shark now. If you enjoyed, be sure you let us know by taking a big bite out of that like button and smash subscribe with your tail, because I know you have one. But I bet half of you were just hoping I'd reveal a new shark animatronic for FNAF 8 or something. Whatever. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. Of the Power Stone wielding Endless ocean blue world's population quakes in fear of the power. It also might start raining at any time, so you might start hearing like little licks and thunder. Here comes the rain. I just had that effect on Mother Nature. Sharknado. Holy it's raining hella hard. I'm so sorry. Yo, that rain is coming down hard. I feel like this adds to the atmosphere. I feel like we can keep it in. If you're mad about it, I'm sorry. This also causes okay, I'm gonna have to wait until that's done. And he's, oh my god! I am so f***ing sorry. Getting back in the swing of things. Spider-Man 3. Really? Okay, can you shut up, please? They were named after the Roman god of the sea, referencing Great White Shark. The alt-right sharks. The Neptune project began early on into the research. This rain, man. Mercury's in retrograde or some. I'm so sorry about everything that just happened to you, editor. I'm sorry.